I felt so stupid
Yeah.
at the very end. Whenever you have to like you stop a train
So you
from
stop a
derailing,
train, yeah, and it's
then you go in the cargo or whatever,
Mhm.
and he pulls a symbiote out, and in my head I thought, who do you think you are, Carnage? I literally said that to myself. Who do you think you are, Carnage? And then the symbiote turns red, and then he starts talking, and I go, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's Cletus
Yeah.
Cassidy.
It's the Lame Guys Podcast.
Thanksgiving has passed us now. Have you looked at any of the Black Friday deals? I was gonna ask.
Amazon, haven't looked yet. Target, I've looked because I was trying to look for new equipment.
Oh, for this?
Yeah. Walmart, I think just Target I've looked at.
Yeah.
And,
I was
and
looking.
Costco too.
I was looking. I feel like I know I said this last episode. Well, I was saying how I missed the Black Friday, but I feel like there's not really
Anything good right now?
good deals. Like I don't know if it's just because we're so used. Because I feel like throughout the year a lot of stuff goes on sale. But like I don't know if maybe we're just used to it now, or maybe
We're just used to it. But at the same time, like if you look at Amazon, there's always deals on there. So it's like
That's
if
what I'm
there's
saying,
if there's
like-
a steal, then you're just going to take it.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe it's because I see deals all the time, and so like now. But I saw a TikTok earlier this week, and this person was saying that they miss when you could go to Best Buy and get like 3 TVs for like $100, which is obviously that's that's not
Yeah.
true. But like he was just saying how deals were a lot better back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if it's just because also you got to think too, like TVs, for example, have gone cheaper. Like TVs naturally now are like $200, $300
Yeah.
for whatever size. But so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe and then like games, right? Like Xbox has sales all the time. PlayStation has 70% off on some games right now. But I just feel like they're all kind of.
I haven't looked at any games at all.
I feel
Typically,
like
that's the biggest thing I would always look at.
right, and me
We've
too.
gone a couple times before the Best Buy or
Yeah.
Target to go always like what was the Assassin game always came out or something like that.
Yeah, it was always something that lined up
Yeah.
with Christmas. But yeah, maybe it's because games just now are always on sale too. Like I don't know. I just felt like there wasn't really anything that was on sale.
No. Yeah.
I also wanted to ask, how are you holding up with these holidays rushes? Since you work at Costco.
It's busy.
Yeah.
It's very busy.
So for people that don't know, Vincent works at Costco now. I used to work at Costco for 7 years. And not to rub it in, but bro, it is so nice not dealing with the holiday rush.
Oh, I believe it. I
Like,
believe it. Just the retail aspect, I 100% believe. Now working there is nice.
Like when I worked at Costco, like you were just awaiting Thanksgiving and Christmas because you knew like, oh, here comes the rush, right?
The rush,
like,
you
I-
gotta deal with just the company itself,
Yeah.
getting all tight about
Yeah,
it.
so like for me, it's already here. Like I know Thanksgiving will have already passed and when this episode comes out. But like I almost forgot that Thanksgiving was this week because like I haven't dealt with anything like from the
all
retail
normal.
aspect. Yeah, the retail aspect of it. So I just wanted to ask, like, has it been busy or?
Yeah, very busy.
Yeah.
Very, very busy. Like it's just to the point where every day it's just almost like a Saturday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's,
Are the door counts?
yeah, I think we hit 400 like a couple times, but now it's just like 3.
Yeah.
So when we say that, I mean it's just how many members come inside the building. So it's just
Right.
at every 30 minutes. So it's pretty busy.
Yeah, it's interesting because my sisters now, I have one sister that works at Walmart and then a sister that works at Costco, and they are dealing with the retail aspect of it. And it's interesting just to like, well, it's like I hear them talk about it, and I'm like, it's like I resonate with you, but now I don't resonate
have to
with
deal
you
with it
because I
anymore.
don't
Yeah.
have to deal with it anymore.
Oh yeah.
But guys, welcome back to another episode of the Lame Guys
Episode
Podcast.
7.
7. So pretty much today we're gonna talk about WWE, but we're gonna talk about it towards the end.
Yeah, because we have Survivor Series.
Survivor Series is this weekend.
Yeah, so by the time this airs, Survivor Series already happened. So we'll be hyped to talk about that probably next week.
Yeah.
If anything crazy happens.
Maybe, but we'll talk about it today. But it will be behind, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I finished Spiderman.
Yes.
I
So we
finished
can
Spiderman.
discuss
So we'll
Spiderman
talk
now.
about Spiderman. So we'll have timestamps in there. So if for those that aren't interested in WWE, because I know that's a small portion of our 2 followers that are interested in WWE. So we'll have that towards the end. But for now, yes, bro, I finished Spider-Man.
Okay, so percentage-wise, did you do 100% already?
No, so I'm not 100%, but I finished the main story. I am as
like
of last
88.
time I played, I think I'm below you. I think I'm 85 or
Oh,
86%.
okay.
So we're pretty close. But
Yeah.
there's some things I still haven't finished yet, but I finished the main story.
Nice.
And I haven't thought about like where it falls in my top 5, like how we did the top 5 episode. But I definitely like it better than Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, like we discussed, I think the last episode is just so polished.
Yeah, not knocking Spider-Man 1 because that's an
It's
amazing
a
game.
beautiful
But
game.
this one was just done better. Like it was just even better than that one.
Yeah, so the biggest things from the first one is you had some amazing boss battles, and they just knew they had to pick it up.
So
they were so
I actually
good.
ranked my boss battles. So we'll talk about that here in a bit, but it was just amazing. So spoilers for Spider-Man 2 for those who haven't played it. It's been out for like a month though, so at this point it's like, what are you doing? Like, I mean, I even have a kid and I already finished it, so like, so we're gonna talk about them. So if you don't want to know, then don't listen or this part,
or if you don't care, then
but listen. But it's an amazing game.
Yeah,
I almost like I want to play it again already, almost in a way.
I do,
but also it's a lot to commit to because I felt like it was a pretty decently lengthy game. I kind
of felt like it went by fast. Like I really look at it and I just think, God, that kind of went by.
But you also played a lot, bro.
I did.
You played a lot. Like you stayed up late too some days, and whereas I didn't, and so mine was pretty spaced out. So I felt like it was lengthy. I'm trying to decide if I feel like it was longer than the last one. I don't know. I haven't seen a stat on if it is or not, but I want to say it is, but also
I should. Yeah, I wish I looked that up.
Yeah, usually before a game comes out, I'll see like where it compares story wise.
Yeah.
But I want to say I saw something. It was like 20 something hours.
Really?
The story.
So from like to make it to 100%. Oh, the story. Okay.
Oh well, no. Yeah, I guess you're right. I saw someone say that they 100%ed it in 20 something hours. So that's different than the story. You're right. So I don't know how long the story was, but
from the start though, first mission. What do you think?
I loved it.
You start off instantly
fighting Sandman.
New York is being under attack by Sandman, and it's just straight you and Miles, and you just go straight into it.
I loved it. No, that was, if you think about it, that was one of the only times that you really teaming up with Miles, boss fight wise.
No.
So you have you have Sandman. I said one of the only times, not the only time.
Oh. Okay.
So you have Sandman, and then you have obviously the last fight with Venom. And then what other fights are you teaming up with?
Okay,
Miles?
no, yeah, you're right.
Boss fight wise,
like I thought you were saying like that's it.
No, I
like,
said
no.
that's like it's one of the only times that we, and I just thought we'd have more.
Yeah,
but I get it. Like each one to have their own stuff.
You had a lot more with Peter though.
Yeah,
I mean obviously you can switch
rightfully
between them,
and rightfully so. I mean
it's
his thing. At the end, Miles kind of hands the reins, or Peter kind of hands the reins,
passes the torch.
Yeah, to Miles. So
you think we get another Miles game?
Well, I just think Spider-Man 3 will be Miles.
Okay.
That's kind of how I look at it, if that makes sense. Like, you know how the other one is kind of like a...
Because Miles was a surprise. The Miles game was a complete surprise.
But I think that they handed Miles the reins now. So Spider-Man 3 will mainly be about him. I think Peter will be in it, but I think he's the main Spider-Man.
So now I want to ask you the thing that everyone talks about. What do you think about Miles' final suit?
Oh, I hated it.
I did not know why they changed it.
I don't know.
I would like initially when it first popped up, I thought I didn't change this. What happened? But then they bring it up in the cutscene. I thought I put my own Miles touch to it and yada yada, do my own thing. I thought that's definitely different compared to what we're used to.
So when that scene happened, and then that scene happens, right? And then you go off still. I thought it wasn't gonna let me change the suit, and it still did. Mm-hmm. So I changed it back to the Across the Spider-Verse suit. And I thought, good, I don't have to deal with it anymore.
I kept it the whole time.
The next cutscene that we get, he's back in
really?
that suit, yeah. And so I thought, well, no, I lie. So so that scene happens, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're Miles, and you fight this. You do that symbiote nuts on the roof.
Yeah.
And Venom's talking to you.
Yeah.
I did that in my Across the Spider-Verse suit. But once we got closer to the end finale, I don't remember where exactly it was. They just switched it back,
and I stayed in that suit.
Yeah, and I had to stay in that suit. I couldn't switch.
That's
back.
weird that I switched you like that. I stayed in it the rest of the time up until the game ended, and once it ended, then I switched it.
Yeah. No, you were able to switch it right after that cutscene at first.
Yeah, well, I can't remember. I think it's the track suit or something like that.
Yeah.
But I just switch it to the black.
He
and
had
red.
He had the Adidas too. I mean, I thought it fit. I thought it fit his character.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like I hated the hair showing out of it. I hated that.
So I was just telling you earlier. I was rewatching Across the Spider-Verse,
right?
And the I can't remember. What's the Indian spider? Man. Oh, whatever.
Oh,
but he has his hair showing. It literally looks just like Miles in the
Yeah.
game. And I thought, I took inspiration.
But it's almost like so that was the first time we saw that version, that Spider-Man. So like
Yeah.
it didn't bother me. This one for Miles, I just thought, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But no, Peter's suit though, the in-suit, the anti-venom suit, I
Yeah.
thought was so clean.
It is very nice.
I thought it was so nice.
I was. I'm not gonna say I was surprised, but I was happy seeing it
Seeing the suit.
Yeah, seeing the anti-venom. 'Cause as soon as it popped up, I was like, "We got anti-venom." in
I was
this
happy
thing.
that they let Peter.
Keep the symbiote powers.
Yes,
Mhm.
I like that little the little spin on how he still has the symbiote in him some, and so that's how and it makes sense, and then
And it
that's
stays
how
in him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was happy that because I thought as soon as you get the symbiote off, I didn't think we were gonna be able to use the powers.
What do you think of Peter's like whole attitude once he had the symbiote? Did you like him being all like
Yeah, I mean,
being
I
all
guess,
mean as hell to
yeah,
everyone?
like I knew he was gonna be mean. I mean,
Dude, he said some stuff in
Yeah,
there.
I loved when MJ called him and he said, "Not now, MJ. You want to write about?" Do you know what Spider's talking about?
Yes.
He was like, "You want to write about Spider-Man?" Or
What I love, what I love is it's it's small detail. So if you're like just standing still, he's talking like he's mad, but he's just talking normal. But every single time MJ called, I was swinging, and they did this
Same.
in the first game. So you hear him sound a little more aggressive because it's supposed to sound like he's swinging, he's
Yeah.
active or something. So he's like, "She wants to talk about me.
That's
she
what
wants to put me in the papers."
that's
And
the scene I was talking
yeah,
about.
But then
yeah.
it did it a second time, but I made sure I was standing still, and it just didn't hit the right way.
Okay.
But yes, I'm thinking, God, you're so mean. Dude, when he fought Lizard, he was over here talking about like, you can't control, you have no self-control, like just going off. I was like, dude,
That was one of my favorite fights.
the Lizard fight.
Yeah.
Mm.
What I did like about this game was every boss fight you have to beat the person like 3 times, 2 or 3
Yes.
times.
Yes, I
And
like that
I feel
too.
like that made it better,
I
more
like
of a
that
boss
too.
fight
because
because
the first one was with Sandman, right? You had to do it
Yes.
3 times with Sandman. Yeah, and I was like, gosh, this isn't ending,
Yeah.
but okay, cool.
No,
but
yeah.
then I can't remember who the next fight was after that, but that's when I realized it's gonna be like this the rest of the time.
right. Yeah. No,
And it
I
worked.
did like that because it made it more of a boss fight.
Mhm.
You're not just beating him the one time and then that's it. MJ, I was impressed with MJ also.
Way better missions.
Yeah.
Way better missions.
She wasn't
compared
as
to the first one.
annoying. I felt like in this game. Maybe that's because her missions were better.
Yeah.
But they gave her some stuff to where like in the first game you go to those little camps, right? As MJ.
Yeah, and you just had the little
Yeah.
distraction thing. You
But
get
there
a
was
little
some missions in this one where I mean, she's going against like some pretty
soldiers and everything.
yeah,
like that.
and it's. I mean, she did. I liked him.
Were you nervous whenever you're trying to go against the symbiotes at the very end?
Yes, I was
Yeah.
very. I was
just
very
took off.
nervous.
I just had to take
Oh
off.
no, I did it stealthy.
Nope.
I did it stealthy
Nope,
because
I just ran.
I
dude.
couldn't
And then
deal with anxiety.
I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking, what the hell am I supposed to do as MJ
When you fought the
fighting-
behemoth?
finding that behemoth,
Yeah.
or whatever? What am I supposed? But then I realized there's little canisters you
Right.
could shoot at. But I
Right.
thought, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm gonna die.
I did die. I think
died
like 2 or
once.
3 times.
I died once,
No,
and I was like, oh my.
Well, because for me, I was too aggressive, and so I was getting close to the behemoth, and I mean, really, it takes just like one hit, and then
Yeah.
I'm done. And so I was trying to just hurry up and kill him, but yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to talk to you. It's like I have a whole list of stuff to talk to you about, but then when we get on here, I don't remember like everything that I was gonna say. I still haven't finished all the symbiote nests. I think there's one more I have to do.
I have one.
I have one more I have to do. I haven't finished all the Sandman stuff.
I'm done with
I have
Sandman.
a few of them. What else is there?
Did
What
you do
others?
the drones?
No, I'm not done with them yet.
Oh,
With
okay.
Cravens?
Yeah, the Craven's drones.
Yeah, so when I looked up all the boss fights in the game because I wanted to, so I haven't done 2 boss fights. So I think after you're done with Cravens, do you fight somebody? Do you
Craven's drones.
like after you're done with all the Craven stuff, I think you fight somebody that has to do with Craven. I may be mistaken. There was a boss fight that I haven't done yet, and it was a Craven, and the description
Oh.
said it was like a Craven.
Oh,
person.
then maybe I haven't done it either.
Okay.
Maybe his like little like camp setups or whatever. Maybe I have to do those.
Oh, maybe it's that because I'm doing those right now.
I'm talking about the drones where like they're flying and you have to.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you about that too. I kind of hate that.
Really?
Yes, because I wouldn't hate it so much if you didn't have to get to 100% or if the time went faster.
Oh,
But like,
it's
I
slow.
feel like it goes so slow, bro.
I'm not gonna. And this is just like a weird thing. I feel like if I really don't pay attention to it, I get to it so much faster. If I'm just going along for the ride, boom, it hits it. But if I'm really looking, because
I was looking
it's on the side of the screen
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
and I keep on looking, I'm like, only at 18. Oh my gosh! And I'm just going through buildings, dodging the explosions.
I just feel like it's too long.
And then I'm like, only at 30. Oh
Yeah,
my
that's what I'm
gosh.
saying. That's why I hate it. I wouldn't hate it if it went quicker, but I just feel like it's too long. But those are cool.
The ending is apparently going to. They're speculating that it's going to lead into a DLC for those drones.
Oh, really?
There's something happens with those drones, and yeah, they're speculating it's going to.
I can see the Craven because right now I'm doing the camps. Like you go to their camps, and then you have to do like 3 camps.
I think I have
and then you
like
get,
2 or
the
3
main
of
one.
those. I think, yeah.
Yeah, and then each one has like a Craven like kid
Mhm.
talks, and so I could see that leading into his DLC.
Have you done all Prowlers? I have.
No.
Honestly, I've done the least amount of Prowlers.
Yeah,
So
but it's because you weren't Miles all the time.
that's also very true.
Yeah. I think I have a few of those left. There's still quite a bit of side stuff. I did. Oh, I want to talk to you too. Did you do the fire people? What are they called?
Yes.
Dude, at the end.
Okay, so you meet Wraith, right?
Yes.
Which is Yuri,
Right.
Detective Yuri or
Mhm.
Sergeant Yuri, whatever. From the first game, she now goes by Wraith. She's
Yeah.
some type of vigilante, whatever, and she's tracking down the. It's like a cult.
Yeah.
The Flame, right?
Yes, that's what it's called.
The Flame,
Yep.
and you meet the leader, and I just thought, okay, he's just a serial killer, no
Same.
big deal. I felt so stupid
Yeah.
at the very end. Whenever you have to you stop a train
So you
from
stop a train,
derailing,
yeah, and
and
it's
then you go in the cargo or whatever,
Mhm.
and he pulls a symbiote out, and in my head I thought, who do you think you are, Carnage? I literally said that to myself. Who do you think you are, Carnage? And then the symbiote turns red, and then he starts talking, and I go, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's Cletus
Yeah.
Cassidy, and I'm thinking. The red beard, the red hair, he looks psycho. He's a killer. Like, how did I'm like, no, his name isn't Cletus. Okay, they're just changing his name for the game's sake. Okay, I guess that works. I mean, they changed Venom for this, so okay, whatever. But then you find out later, Yuri says
he has aliases.
he has different aliases, yeah. But
And
you
one
hear
of the-
him say it, a world with carnage.
Yeah.
I was so
One of
happy.
the aliases that he goes by is Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah.
And so when I first did that mission, I did it not too long ago actually. And so Oscorp is transferring the symbiote.
Yeah.
So when he gets it, I thought it was a black symbiote. I don't know if it was red at first or maybe
No, it was
just
black at first.
Okay,
But
so
then when he
I saw the
touches
black symbiote and I thought, dude, we gotta go through this again. Like I just beat the game and we already got rid of the symbiote and he already has more.
Okay, so that's the funny thing. I beat the game too, and it when you do the final mission, it's supposed to kill all the symbiote.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be done with it.
Mhm.
But then I did that. I did the mission honestly right afterwards, and I was thinking, I thought this was supposed to be gone. Why is it still
That's
here?
what I thought.
Yeah.
And then he has it, right? And I still haven't he's talking to Peter and I haven't really noticed that it's red yet. And then when he's getting close, he hasn't said to let there be carnage yet or whatever he says yet. But I said, that looks red.
It turned red fast.
And so but it took me a while to notice
Yeah.
that it turned red. And so when I saw it, and then when he said whatever the line he said with Carnage, I thought, oh my
You feel dumb?
gosh, I thought this is Carnage. And so then I thought I didn't know his name. I didn't know
I couldn't remember.
But then I thought maybe like you said this Carnage won't be Cletus. Like I don't know. But then at the end when Yuri says that he has aliases that are so, do you think that's in the next game or do you think we get a DLC?
Okay, so that's what I was just about to ask you too. I
would say DLC.
was going to say DLC because
The way I think about it is,
Go ahead.
unless you make the third game not take place, the time between the second game to the third game isn't that long, then I would say it's okay. But he got away with the red symbiote, so it's how much time are you gonna give it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what I like is
Peter would have
Yuri-
to go after him.
What I like is Yuri or Wraith or whatever tells you when she calls you, I'm going to track him down. It may take a couple years.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh yeah, the game developers were like, bro, we're not going to push this yet.
Yeah.
Just know it will show
So
up.
then,
again.
so then maybe it'll be the third game.
Maybe it'll be a third
I
game.
forgot she says that.
Yeah, as soon as they said that, I was like, oh, y'all are
Which
slick.
rightfully so. I would prefer it be a game than a
Yeah,
DLC.
I don't need him to be the big bad because I need Goblin. I need Goblin as the big bad in this next one.
Okay, so then at that point I'd prefer DLC then I think.
But you can still do him as a bad. I mean,
Yeah,
look at the way you did Sandman. Sandman was done pretty well.
But I feel like Carnage.
I just don't want him as a Mysterio type.
No,
where it's
me
like
either.
Legit side mission.
That's another thing I haven't finished yet. Me either. But I think Carnage. Okay, so a DLC with 6 hours of story gameplay, I think would be good for
Mhm.
Carnage. I wouldn't want him to be a super a side character in a game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because obviously the next one is going to be Goblin.
Yeah.
Goblin and Doc Ock. What do you think about that cutscene?
Good.
Yeah.
Very
that
good.
was really good.
I'm
So
happy.
I guess they team up, you think?
Yeah, I'm just curious how that happens.
My
Because Otto hates him.
Yeah, so my first just thought about it would be they team up, but we'd get rid of Doc Ock maybe halfway through the game.
Yeah.
And then like the end would be just him and Goblin.
And I know the Rogues Gallery is still so massive, but I'm trying to think who else can we put in
Also, so what do you do now since they've handed the reins to Miles? Does Miles fight Goblin? Does that
No.
take away any excitement from you?
No.
If it was Miles
there?
versus
No,
Goblin?
if it's I mean if it had to be Miles versus Goblin, just a little bit.
It takes a little bit away
just
from me,
because I'm
too.
just thinking it's Peter's
Yeah.
villain. But
So you still think it's gonna be Peter,
yes.
even though like
Yes.
they insinuated that he's handing off.
He handed it, but he told Miles, if you ever need me, I'm here. Like
Yeah.
I will not hesitate to basically help you. And just from that, I thought,
Well,
so whenever it happens, and he's like, dude, this is personal for you. You know, Norman, you know Harry, so this is legit your battle at this point. I can only do so much. This is
Right.
a little more for you.
I don't know though. I think if it's Miles' game, what does it look like for Peter to just be like, "Step aside, bro. I'm coming in to fight."
Looks like the
Goblin."
original, bro.
But that would make sense for the original because it was his game. But this third one, they're making it seem like it's gonna
It's
be
Miles.
Miles' game.
As long as he doesn't have that suit, we good. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, and I could totally see them making it a Miles versus Harry or not Harry, Norman, just because it's something different. Like the games are always trying to be different.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I have faith.
I think it would take away a little bit of excitement from me too. Maybe Goblin just whoops Miles, and then Peter just has to come and save the day. I would like that more than Miles just stepping aside and being like, you know what, you like. I would, that just. I would.
But does
like
that take
more.
away from how good Miles is though?
No, because Goblin's
yeah,
Goblin's
that's
a
true.
beast also, bro.
Yeah.
I would.
No, dude has strength.
Miles could not be embarrassed for getting his ass whooped by Goblin. Goblin is.
Especially with the rage in him
Toby
right
got
now.
his ass whooped by him the whole movie until the end. And we still, I mean, so, like, I could see something like that. But I would like that over Miles just being like, here, Peter. Like,
Yeah.
Or
No.
maybe they both just team up and fight him.
Did you like off subject? Do you like Mysterio's look?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of just to the side for me. Like,
Looking at it, like, so when I first found out he was going to be a side mission thing, I thought, how disrespectful. We just had Jake Gyllenhaal kill it in a whole movie and
Yeah.
everything like that. Like, just make him a villain.
Mhm.
But playing the first side mission, I thought, rightfully so.
Yeah. Like,
Rightfully, you should. And then I played the final boss battle for him, and I thought, rightfully so. You
See, yeah, that's
you
another one I haven't done.
stay a side
Yeah,
mission.
that's another one I haven't done. So I think I have like 1 or 2 more Mysteriums. Which those are kind of fun, by the way, too.
Yeah. I did like the first one, off the back of your DJing as Miles and everything.
That was really cool. I felt like it was a Guitar Hero a little bit.
I messed up a couple times. I was like, gosh,
yeah. I was hoping that all of them would kind of be that way.
So
but
was I.
They aren't.
But yeah, no, it was just that first one.
Yeah. No, but there's just so much to do, and I haven't done the little eco-friendly things.
I've only
yeah.
done 1 or 2 because it makes you whatever.
That's
but
the only
it.
suit that I'm missing from Peter because you get a suit when you finish those.
I am missing 2 suits.
That's the only suit I'm missing. And
What
then
rank are you?
I'm 60 already.
Oh, okay, yeah, see, I'm not
Yeah.
that yet.
You're not 60?
I'm 57.
Wow. Oh, it's because like I said, I've been doing a lot of sides.
Yeah, I'm 57, and I forgot. I think I have like 1,000 left of XP, and then I'll be 58, and 58's the next suit, and then it's 60, and then
I also did a lot of like anytime there was a crime reported, I would go do and
oh,
like,
bro, I skip all.
See,
those
that's
crimes
why.
now.
So that gives you a good chunk of
I did a
XP.
lot of those in the first game, and I'm just thinking, bro, I got more important stuff to do right
Yeah.
now.
No, that gives you a good chunk of XP, and a lot of the side missions, like a lot of the Craven stuff, give you like 2,500 XP, and so it was very easy for me to like
those Craven bases are a lot.
Yeah, I finished updating both Miles and Peter. I think I was like level 50. I think it was still in the 50s, and I was already done leveling them all up.
Nice,
Even the one with you can level up both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
all those are completed for me.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like it was easier to level up in this one than the first one.
So now that it's done, are you happy with the whole Venom outcome?
Yeah.
I know
so I was completely wrong. Yeah, my theory.
I know we talked
wrong.
about the whole theories and everything like
Yeah.
that, but are you happy about it? The
Yeah,
way they did
I was
it?
happy with it. They literally just didn't even throw us for a loop at all. The trailer
No, they
was literally
they basically showed us from the first game.
Right.
It's going to be Harry.
Yeah, and there was nothing. Everyone else just started speculating, and then
Mhm.
I like to join in on that. And it was literally just Harry. I was happy about it.
I thought it could have been Craven at one point, but
I didn't think it was going to be Craven. Just because I thought that's the type of thing Craven would want to hunt, and he did. Like
and
he
did.
was obsessed with it. He wanted to hunt the symbiote. As soon as he saw it.
He wanted the last good battle.
Yeah. But I thought they did Harry good. So do you think he's dead?
Do
Do you think he will be in the next game?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't. I mean, he's in a coma, and they're saying like there's no brain activity or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he's still breathing, but there's no brain.
Yeah.
activity.
The last thing we see is Norman just say get the G serum or something like that.
the G for Goblin, boy.
Yeah.
I was so happy as soon as he said that.
Yeah.
I was playing all these every time I played. I was playing at night, so I was hyped, but I can't get too loud
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we got the baby sleeping and Emily
Right.
sleeping. So I'm like, gosh.
Yeah. I thought they did Harry good.
Mhm.
At first you get to the little team up with Peter and Harry. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, he wore the Agent Venom suit. Looked
yeah.
like that was pretty cool.
And then we get to see Harry's dying again. Also, another thing, I thought it was so badass how they let us play as Venom for a little bit.
Yes, I was ready
That
to talk
was
to you about
so
that too.
cool.
I was so happy.
Going
like,
through
granted,
Oscorp.
we had the speculation. Everyone was talking about, dude, you're gonna play as Venom. You get to play as Venom. And then once it happened, I felt like such a tank.
So, leading into the boss battles. So when you're Venom, you get to go around Oscorp, and that's so badass. I was tearing people apart the whole time.
Chunking
Yeah,
people.
I was chunking people the whole time. When I got to Kraven, so you know how you have the second Kraven boss
Mhm.
fight, I died a few times because I was trying to fight Kraven like I would as if I was Miles or Peter, and so I was trying to like dodge a lot. I was trying to like move around a lot, but then it was like the third time where I realized, bro, Venom. All you have to do is stand there and just go like hold push R L
Mhm.
or what, and then Kraven go, and then you just do so much damage to him. I didn't realize that at first, and I was like, bro, I'm over here trying to fight him as if I was like a Spider-Man, but I'm
Yeah.
not. Like the
No, you're a
symbiote is
tank.
so much powerful.
You're a tank.
So I died a few times on that one, but
I
I
only
loved it.
think I only died once.
No, it took me a little bit to figure it out because when you do boss fights, you need like to figure out the timing,
Yeah.
and so it took me like, I think it was the third time where I finished it. But I thought that was badass too. And then when he bites off Kraven's head,
Dude,
at
there
the
ain't
end.
no coming back from
Yeah.
that one. No,
Teresa
yeah.
was there with me, and I was like, "Babe, he's gonna eat him." And
he
she was
did.
like, "You think?" Well, he didn't eat him, but
But
he
he bit his
took
head off or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, he was such a tank in
Yeah,
that.
he
man.
really was. They made
I
him
wish,
huge.
I wish we had another mission with him.
I'll say this: the final battle, bro. This Venom is the most powerful Venom we've seen, like
Yeah.
iteration wise. Like,
Yeah, he is great.
yeah. He was so
I
powerful.
was so happy they gave him the wings and
Bro,
everything like that too.
he was making symbiotes like just off the he was just making people symbiotes.
Mhm.
Like random ass people.
Yep.
Like imagine you're walking down the street and then you're just a symbiote one day and then you're getting your ass whooped by Spider-Man. Like
the symbiotes I thought were pointless.
I thought they were
green
so
ones.
annoying.
I thought the
Yes.
green ones were pointless.
All you had
just,
to
bro, you just
web 'em.
web once.
Yeah.
Pah, and they go back to normal.
The
But
ones
I
that
think
took go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, but the funny thing is, they were also very annoying because there would be a lot more green ones, and then bro, they can do some damage on you, but you just do one hit and it's done.
Yeah, if you didn't web them, they get on top of you and you gotta press square. The ones that took me a while to figure out were the yellow ones. The yellow ones you'd hit a lot and they wouldn't
Which ones were
die.
those?
They were the yellow ones. What do you mean?
Well, I'm trying to remember like
So they would. So the purple ones were the ones that would throw stuff at
that's
you.
what I'm trying to remember. Like what?
So
did they
the
do
red
that was
ones
special?
were like they do the tongue and they'd get you.
Okay.
The yellow ones would literally just come and they'd
They
hit
just
you,
fight you.
and then you would like. So my style is I'll fight a lot in the air, and so
Yeah.
I'll fight in the air and I'll just pull everybody up and just beat them up, pull them up, beat them up, and so I'll pull them up, but then they go back down after like 2 or 3 hits, and so then I realized that you have to just pull them back up again, and then the next hit kills them. It took me a little bit to figure that out.
They were annoying.
The most annoying one was the behemoth one.
Yeah, them dudes were brutes.
Bro,
Those things were.
I
massive.
tried to do a symbiote nest. This goes back to what I was talking about last episode when we were talking about the symbiote nest, and I was telling you how I like the white suit, and you were like, you don't have to use a white suit. I know. I tried to do a symbiote suit, a symbiote nest with just a regular Peter suit, and there was a behemoth, and it was so hard, bro.
Really?
I think that one took me like another 3 or 4 times too.
Is it easier to have the Venom powers with Miles, or is it easier like when it comes to like just those nests? Do you feel like? Cause Miles,
I
feel
think
like,
it's easier with a Peter with the white suit. Because I just hit L3.
For those, I kind of got used to it with his Venom powers and all like the electricity and everything like that. I kind of got used to it.
With Miles, it definitely is easy.
Yeah.
But I thought it was easier with Peter because I would push L3 and R3.
Yeah.
And you could do the Venom where you're just in that zone where you're just hitting people and
yes. I like that where you can throw that bomb or whatever that one's fun too.
Whenever the behemoth would come, I would just click that and a couple hits on the behemoth, and he's done. And then I would just clear house, and I feel like it'd go a lot faster that way.
As far as for the boss battles, do you want to do a ranking for that?
Yeah, so I actually ranked mine. I only have 10 though because I've only done 10. I don't know if you have more.
10 boss battles?
I have 10 boss battles. There's 12 total. Because you got to include the symbiote behemoth at the end with Mary Jane.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that.
You include Scream.
I did 6, as in the 6th one being an honorable mention.
Oh, okay. No, so I looked up because I wanted to make sure how many boss battles there were. There's 12. I have not done the Mysterio one, and there's still another one that has to do with Kraven.
Okay, then I probably haven't done that one.
So I haven't done that one, but that's fine. You could just give me your 6. So I have a Mr. Negative, a Scream, a Symbiote Behemoth, a Sandman, a Yuri. There's 2 Kraven battles, a Miles versus Peter, and then the Venom final fight.
So my honorable mention is Scream versus Peter.
Okay. So you just have a ranking of 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can just give you my top 5 too.
Yeah, go for
it. Fine. So I'll give you my other 5 since you don't have them. 10, I have Yuri's fight as the last one. 9, I have the Symbiote Behemoth. I thought that was just cool with MJ. Scream is also MJ. I was surprised by that too. I didn't think that they were gonna make her.
Neither did I. Whenever she showed up and you see the whole yellow with the head, I thought they put Scream in here.
I was so surprised.
I was happy. I'm not gonna lie.
I was so surprised. I mean, bro, it's just crazy. Like Venom is just out here making symbiotes. I don't know any other thing where he's just out here just turning people into
as far as like what comics wise.
Yeah, like I don't know any of that. So it was crazy to me. So 8 is Scream, 7 Mr. Negative. I liked his fight with Miles. And then I have 6 as Sandman.
Okay. Nice.
So my 5th one is Lizard.
5th one is Lizard as well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that fight too because you have the black suit.
Yeah,
and so Miles or Peter's talking shit too the whole time.
Yeah,
and
he really is. Did you like the Lizard chase?
Yes, I did like that.
That was a fun one. Granted, we see that.
He wrecks the whole city too.
We see it in the 13-minute like gameplay they released before the game dropped, but still, it was
I didn't watch
fun.
that gameplay, so
no,
it was all the first time.
Oh, okay. So it was all that.
What's your number 4?
Peter versus Kraven.
Okay, so did you combine? Oh, Peter versus Kraven. Okay, so I have my number 4 is Venom versus Kraven.
Oh, okay.
Just because I mean I thought it was cool, but I liked Peter versus Kraven more. It was also longer.
Yeah.
With Venom, I think you only have to beat Kraven twice.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's twice instead of 3 times.
Yeah. So my number 3 is Kraven and Peter.
My number 3 is Venom and Kraven.
Okay. I think our 2 is gonna be the same. And then my number 2 is Miles versus Peter.
Same.
Yeah.
Dude,
I was scared, bro.
A good fight.
Yeah.
Let's pause for this one. So as soon as Miles shows up, no, Peter shows up, right? Because who are you playing with first?
So you're fighting Kraven as Peter.
Yes. So you have the fight with him first, and then Miles shows up, and then you have to fight. And as soon as that fight was starting, I thought, here we go.
I didn't think so. So the way it works is, so the way it happens is Miles is trapped. And he's in a cage.
Caught by Kraven.
He's in a cage, right? And then Peter's fighting Kraven because Peter's fucking pissed that he sees Miles locked up. So I just thought I thought you'd beat Kraven and then you let Miles out, but Miles just gets out just by himself. Like you don't even see him get out. And so then he shows up at the end and helps Peter beat Kraven because Peter I think was gonna lose.
Yeah,
because he's ringing the bell.
He's ringing the bell and the symbiote's going wild on him.
So my first thought wasn't, oh, Miles and Peter are going to fight. Like, I don't know. I did think it was going to happen in the game, but I just, in that moment, I didn't think it was going to be right there.
It just hit me. I thought,
and so then when I did realize, I thought, oh my God. I thought, bro, I'm scared. Like, because Peter's a beast in that game with the
I feel like
black
no matter
suit.
how many times I use my Venom powers, it was never
Bro.
enough. You had to watch the freaking bell.
Yeah.
Because Peter would web it so
Yeah,
fast.
I know.
If you didn't pay attention, he webbed it without you even
There was a few times. So I'm not gonna lie too. I died.
Yeah,
I
that one I died a
I think
lot.
I died 3 or 4 times before I figured out like the timing and everything.
Mhm.
But there was a lot of times where he'd web the bell and I'd be like, "Damn it!" Like I'm trying to get, and I was trying to figure out how to knock it free, but there's no way to knock it free.
I think that fight was one of the fights where Emily sat in the room with me. She was reading her
I made
book.
Teresa watch me too.
Really? So Emily sat in the room with me, and I just had my headphones in and I'm playing it. But she would see me get so pissed because I would throw everything at Peter. I would do the bell. I would do everything I can. my life would get just right here, and I'm thinking, bro, he's going down, and then he hits me one good time, die. That's how literally every single time I was that close to killing him.
So I played it. So Teresa wasn't home at the time when I played it, but I was in the zone. Like I wasn't gonna stop. So I played it, and then whenever Teresa got home later, I went back into my autosaves and just found the moment before, and so I replayed it again.
So did you beat it twice or something? Or
What do you mean? I beat that mission twice. Yes.
oh,
Is that what you're
okay,
saying?
okay.
Yeah. So like I beat the mission.
you by yourself, and
By
then you
myself.
wanted Teresa to see it. So
I wanted Teresa to watch it, so I went to my autosaves and just went to the moment before. So she watched me fight Craven again, and then
Nice.
and then she saw me fight Peter.
Nice.
Yeah, bro, I was scared. I know Miles is so powerful, but like, it's one thing when you're using Peter with the black suit, but then when it's at a CPU, Peter with the black suit, like, bro, he was doing stuff that I didn't even know you could do with Peter with the black suit.
And he was over here telling you, "You be nothing without me.
Yeah.
Who taught you?"
And I think I'm trying to think of my way that I was getting the most damage on him. So obviously I was
the bell,
dodging,
and honestly, I just had to corner him.
So obviously I was dodging. I webbed him up a lot.
Yeah.
And so I do damage that way. And then I would just wait for my Venom powers to show up, and then I just kept hitting him with those. On the bell, obviously, and then I don't know about you, but I had a hard time in this game remembering to do the brace. Like whenever you see the yellow symbol come and you just hold L1,
yes.
I always forgot to do it.
What do they call it? Is it brace or?
I don't know. It's like I say
you're
brace because
basically
you're
blocking,
bracing
but then
there.
like you counter. Yeah.
I had such a hard time throughout the whole game.
Yeah, I always forget
because I wasn't in the first game.
And they would tell you sometimes you have to counter like that too.
And because you do so much more damage that way versus just like hitting them. So I think like the final time where I beat him, I was on it. Like every time I see the yellow, I would just break. But then you had to do it really quick too, because like you'd miss your timing and then he'd hit you.
I feel like whenever he hits you, if you miss your timing, he did more damage.
Yeah. So, bro, but I loved it. Like, it would be number one if not for the final fight, was just crazy too. But
yeah, and of course, number one is
the Venom
versus
final
Peter fight.
Yeah. So it's you and Miles.
Yeah.
So you're Peter at first. You're on the football field in the high school.
That was wild.
Yeah, that was
in
crazy.
the sky.
Yeah.
He raised all that stuff.
So I'm not gonna lie too. That one took me a few tries, because when Venom brings up all the symbiotes, I thought I was having to take them all out and then focus on Venom, but they just kept coming.
Mm-hmm.
They just kept, and so then I realized, no, you just have to take out. Yeah, you just have to focus on Venom and ignore everyone else.
Try to ignore them, but try to keep on moving. Because if you say still trying to attack him, they're going to pounce.
Right, and so and then for that one, you can only use Venom abilities.
Yeah.
So you had to like just keep dodging and weave until you got your Venom powers back up, and then so that one, and then Venom ends up obviously beating up Peter. So then you have to fight him as Miles, which I thought was cool too, because that aligns with them handing the reins off to Miles, as the more powerful ones got to come in and help.
He does some good stuff for
because Peter would die, bro, without Miles there. Peter would have died.
There are multiple times where he would have died.
Yeah, he would have died if not for Miles there. The whole time Peter is. Whenever
if you think about it, even in the Miles game, he would have died against Rhino if it wasn't for Miles.
That's true. When he throws Peter into that room, and then you're it's not like a room, but it's next to the. You know what I'm talking about? And Peter's just passed out in there.
Yeah.
And Miles is fighting, and then even after the fight, Miles is still like moving around for like he hasn't really taken too much damage. So it just goes to show that Miles for sure is just way more powerful. Without him there, Peter doesn't get it done.
God, it was such a good fight.
But it was such a good fight, bro. So then even as Miles, it was scary too, because Venom gets wings.
Yeah. And then he's flying the whole time, and you have to ground him. And once you ground him, you get some good hits in, and then he gets back up flying and everything like that.
There was a lot of times where I was on the brink of dying on that one. Yeah. So with the Miles one, actually, I think maybe I died once, but after that, it was a lot easier.
I died a little bit with Miles.
With Miles, it was easier for me just because I knew how to use Miles a lot. Mm-hmm. With Peter, like I said, he's just not as powerful as Miles in the game. But yeah, it was so good, bro. And then. So then they're in the sky. Peter comes back alive, or not alive, but he wakes back up.
Yeah.
And then that's when Peter starts throwing punches, bro, at him when they're in the
sky.
He
stops holding them back.
Yeah. He just because he knows, like, bro, he's got to.
He has to.
Did you think that they were gonna keep the symbiote a little bit? I thought maybe they'd do it like the movie, where some part of the symbiote just lives on, like over there. But my understanding is they got rid of they destroyed it.
Yeah, I think they destroyed it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess. Going back to the Cletus Cassie thing, there's still one out there.
Well, not only that, Oscorp had the symbiote for a long time, so
I'm sure they have something.
I'm sure they have something.
Yeah.
that it'll get loose later and they'll be pissed about. But
At that point, but at the same time, I guess if that's the case with Harry and Akoma, why wouldn't Norman be like, give him the thing?
So I was gonna say also, whenever you're fighting Peter in the school, or whenever you're fighting Harry in the school, like the final fight, Peter says, "Do you remember when we would always get?" He says something like we'd get beat up by Flash Thompson or something.
Yeah.
So like he could get the symbiote suit later.
That's true too.
So
Yeah, I mean, he said that part, and then he was like, "We were weak then," and everything like that. And gosh,
but I'm just thinking like if let's say some symbiotes left over, because doesn't Flash isn't he a version of
Flashes?
Yeah. So let's say some symbiote does get left over, like maybe you introduce Flash Thompson as it.
I can't remember how he looks for it, but yeah,
I don't remember. But like I'm just saying he's in the game, so they could bring him back.
He's
later.
around somewhere.
Yeah. I just feel like we could keep talking about this game forever, but
the game is so good, and there's so
it's
much
so
stuff
good,
I know I'm
dude.
forgetting too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I every time something in the game would happen, I'd be like, oh, I want to talk to Vincent about this. But I want to save it for the pod.
It's hard, right?
But it's hard to remember like everything that I was trying to talk to you about. But I'm trying to think another moment that I was just like, God damn, like this is so fun. There was a lot. I will say though, there's too many crates. There's like 30. There's like 30
For
per
the
each
tech?
section. Yes.
Yeah.
The tech.
Every time I'm
crates.
flying with the wing webs or whatever,
Same.
I stop.
But there's so many.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Did you finish the spider bots?
Yes,
I think I have maybe like one or two left. Also.
it's a cool little thing at the end.
Okay.
You
I
haven't
want
seen
to
it,
say
right?
I already saw it on TikTok.
Oh, really?
I want to say I don't remember.
It's nothing major, but it is a cool little tie-in.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I mean, you already know it has something to do with
What Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah. Okay.
Which I said before too. Like I don't know why that was a surprise to everybody. The Spider-Man that we have in the game is literally in Across the Spider-Verse. Is that not the same Spider-Man?
yeah.
Yeah. So
They
like,
even say it like when I was watching it, shows Insomniac Spider-Man.
yeah,
or whatever.
like that's why
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's weird. Now that you're
else am I
done,
thinking?
are you using what suit are you using for Peter? Because he does have a lot of good suits.
I'm
in the game.
using the comic Black Symbiote. Because they give you
Oh,
obviously
yeah, I got
you,
that one too. Yeah.
They give
That
you the
one's cool.
comic one. I just love it so much, and it's the cell shade. I think that's what they call it, where it's like
It's a little red.
It's a little red with blue on it.
I was using that.
I
for a
use that
while.
one
Yeah.
a lot right now.
I was
and
using that
I'm
one.
not gonna lie, I switched also to the black suit with Toby or whatever. It just
I never did.
It doesn't look bad, dude.
It
does
doesn't
not
look bad, but then we realize, like, now that all the spider suits that we've gotten, we realize how that it's not a good suit, dude. I mean,
like I said, for the most part, right now, if I turn it on, I think it's the comic book Black
okay.
Symbiote.
I'm still, I'm using, what suit am I using? I really like Civil War suit, so I use that suit quite a bit. I like Andrew's first movie suit, so I use that suit quite a bit. And I like,
You want to use the second suit?
no, I don't really like that. I know that's the more comic accurate one, but I like the first one better. I like how when I still use the Venom powers, it switches you to the white suit still.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Mhm.
Yeah. But I think those are the suits I'm using. And then for Miles, I just use Across the Spider-Verse.
Do you like any of the DLC suits they gave us?
No.
Yeah, neither do I.
I didn't.
The only one I think that like I guess looks okay is that one where like gives you like the hood and the cape. Like that just looks okay to me, but other than that, like none of the suits.
No,
look
I
cool.
didn't like it at all. I bought the DLC version just because the suits one thing, but also just if for DLCs that come out, like
Yeah.
I mean we'll just get the DLC. So,
What else was I going to talk to you about? Before we move on, those missions, was it Howard and
yeah, that was sad.
Dude, why would they put that in the game, dude?
So whenever I did the one,
I can't remember the grandpa's name.
so I've done one of those. I think there's two. Is there two
Yeah,
of those?
there's two of 'em.
Okay, I haven't done the second one of those, but I've done Howard. Howard is the one with the birds.
Yes.
So I did that one where you
Yes,
take
yes,
the
yes, yes.
birds to over there by.
I thought you did the other one with the grandpa.
So I think there's two with the grandpa. That's what I meant. Is there-
Oh, no, there's only one.
oh, it's the only one. Okay, I did that one then. Yeah, where you're on the bench and he's talking about his wife and.
Have you ever been in love,
yeah.
Spider-Man? And I thought, skip. I can't. You have to sit there and listen.
I did that one actually like within the first 2 hours of playing the game.
No, I think I did it like a couple days after you sent it to me.
Okay.
You're like, God dang, why'd they do this? And
Yeah.
then I was like, what are you talking about? I had no idea what you're talking about. But I played it and I was like, gosh, bro. I'm
and
not
then
going to lie to you.
What? It hit. Yeah,
hit, dude.
it's sad.
It's a good.
The Howard one too. You're taking the birds back to your house. or to an area by Peter's
Queens
house
or whatever.
Yeah, and then he doesn't answer on the thing, and then you get there and he died.
He died, bro. He did the last thing he wanted you to do, or wanted, was his birds to be safe,
Yeah.
and then or his pigeons to be safe, and then
Yeah.
he dies after that. I'm not gonna lie,
Wild.
it was kind of cool flying with the birds or whatever, because they go a lot in the slipstreams or whatever.
Yeah.
It was not bad, and they had some like song going while you were flying too. I was like, that's pretty cool.
What was your favorite thing that they added in this game that was not in the last game?
The web wings.
Same.
It's
It's so much
fun.
easier to get around.
It's so much
too.
easier to get around, but dude, I fly
And
so much.
the tunnels is such a cool thing to
Yeah.
add.
And
the
I'm
wind
not gonna lie,
tunnels.
when I first saw the web wings are added, I was like, that's cool and all, but bro, I'm a Spiderman, I'm gonna swing, bro. I fly a
use the
lot.
wings a lot more.
I
Than
use
I
a
think this
lot.
swinging.
Mm.
I'd say, since you already said that, I'm trying to think of another thing to say. That was mainly my favorite one because I use that one the most.
Mm.
My least favorite thing is in the Spider-Man 1, I feel like it was a lot easier to get like your finisher. You know how when you hit triangle and circle,
Oh yeah,
you do like in that one I had the thing where you'd get like 4 of them in a row.
Mm.
And in this one it's
have to
hard.
work for it.
Yeah, you have to work
You have
for
to
it.
work
And
for
if
it
you
on this.
use one, your health goes down a lot quicker, and so you also use that for your health. And so I feel like in the first game my health didn't go down as quick, and I got more of those. But it made this one more hard. And,
It made it challenging.
Yeah,
And
more
it's good.
challenging. So
it was so much fun. can't
yeah,
wait
I
for them
played
to
on.
bring
I
new
didn't play
Game
on
Plus.
easy, but I played on the
Medium.
yeah.
I
just
always
medium.
do all my games
Yeah.
medium.
So, but
I'm
no,
just
yeah.
thinking, I want to enjoy it, bro. Like I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want it to be.
I used to always play on easy just because I really enjoy the story.
Mm.
So I.
And they tell you too in the description, like if you just want a story driven or whatever.
But no, I played this one on. I think is it amazing, or no, it's not amazing.
I think amazing is like hard.
Okay, well I did the medium one.
Yeah, and I think
forgot what it's
spectacular is like the best one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, whatever medium is, that's what I did.
I thought the Craven people were annoying too.
They're very annoying.
They're very.
I
Annoying
hated
to
the
fight.
one with the ones that would stick on the wall.
Yeah.
And shoot you with the bows.
Yeah, I hated that. I hate the one where they do the yellow on top. And
Yes,
so when
because
you're
you
in
can't
the air-
freaking go up in the
yes,
sky.
And I told you I'm an air fighter. Like I go to the air and I pull them up, and so that shit would throw me off completely.
I hate the little drones too.
Yeah,
And the
those are
little
so
dogs
annoying.
or whatever.
Yeah, those are so annoying. But bro, we could keep talking about this game the whole episode, but just gonna say it is so good. I'm trying to think of where I put it on my top 5. I guess I'd put it 3
So definitely worth the wait. The 5
for
years.
sure. For sure. I can't even believe it's been 5 years. It went so
2018.
fast. It went so fast.
2018, bro. And it came out with the same year we got Black Panther and Infinity War.
Oh, did it?
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Time flies, dude. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Survivor Series. So for anybody that's not interested in WWE, fuck you. But we are going to talk about Survivor Series now. It's been a little bit since we talked about wrestling, actually.
Well, not much has been going on, but
Yeah.
Survivor Series is a big pay-per-view.
Right.
Like, it's amongst one of the biggest
I'm
they
so
have.
ready for a big pay-per-view to come back to Dallas,
Yeah.
dude. Not even Dallas, maybe like a San Antonio or Houston. Like,
I'm not gonna
down
lie. Okay,
to
so I
drive.
was going to ask you, because they have, I think right now they have a lot of listings for events for next year.
Mhm.
And I was thinking, dude, if one showed up, I'm not going to lie, even if one showed up in Oklahoma, it's
That
not
wouldn't
that
be bad
far.
either. Yeah, that's not that bad.
If you're watching and you're like just somehow out of state, we're in Texas, so like, like an Oklahoma drive is not bad. I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind
it's
going.
not. I wouldn't either. I
It
wouldn't
just have
go.
to be a big one though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna go for SmackDown or Raw. But
No, it had to be Mania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam. What's
really, I was gonna say just a pay-per-view in general.
really?
Yeah, like I'm down just to go to another because the pay-per-views this far have all been hits. I feel like this
That's
year.
true too.
And so like the energy in them is just crazy lately.
That's
and
true,
so
too.
like I'd be down just to go to like a Money in the Bank or
Well, Money in the Bank is big.
okay. Well, so then what's another like Fastlane or something?
I was gonna say Fastlane is just like whatever. To me.
Yeah, I'd be down to go to one of those as long as it's not too far.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready for them to come to Dallas. But Survivor Series this week. So do you want to pull up the card so that way we don't forget any matches and we look
God,
like
bro,
idiots
like-
because we
we
obviously
did.
forget a lot. I want to ask you some Survivors. I also want to talk to you about the time when you went to Survivor Series too. Just because I always get jealous every time.
Why?
Just because, dude, that's one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time.
the 2003.
Yeah, the 2003 Survivor Series.
It was fantastic.
Yeah,
dude.
that's one of my favorites.
That was my first event I went to.
That's crazy.
My first WWE.
I
event.
even tell my brother about it, and he gets jealous.
Okay,
So
here it is.
you found it?
Yeah.
So off the top, I know we have obviously the men's War Games match. We have the women's War Games match. We have Rhea and what's her other?
Zoe Stark
Zoe Stark.
for the women's
We
championship.
have Santos Escobar versus Carlito.
We have Gunther versus Miz.
Gunther versus Miz, and I think that's it. Am I missing one?
Nope,
It's a
that's
smaller card.
That's
WWE's doing smaller cards lately.
But at the same time, those matches are going to hit.
yeah, I agree. And I kind of like that. They're focusing on just match quality versus just amount of matches that are on the card.
So like we said, by the time this airs, it would have already happened. But
Right.
let's just do it. If you don't,
So
if you
yeah,
want to
we'll
do this
give
really quick,
our
Carlito versus Santos.
I'm taking Santos. Oh, stop you right there. Did you see his promo on SmackDown?
I did not.
Fire.
I did not.
I
but
watched
people were
it.
talking
Yeah,
about
I
it.
watched it, and
They were saying he looked like Scarface.
He killed it. He did dress up like Scarface. He killed it, bro.
So-
Did you see what he said about Ray at the hospital?
Mm-mm.
He said that he hopes his surgery doesn't go good, and he said he hopes he gets an infection in his leg. And I was like, God damn.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
see
bro. He was.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
He said Dom was right about Ray.
Well, he's a deadbeat.
Yeah. So Santos killed it. I'm going Santos Escobar versus Carlito. You?
I was gonna say Carlito.
I'm going Santos.
I was just gonna say Carlito because he's back, so I just feel like they just want to give him just a good win.
Yeah.
Next on the list, I'm just going down from what this
Okay.
shows. The women's War Game match. So you have Becky, Bianca, Charlotte, and Shotzi versus Bailey, Io, Kari. Is it Kari?
Yeah.
And Asuka.
I am going the good guys,
Yeah.
Becky and Charlotte and Bianca, and I think that we are gonna see finally Damage Control turn on Bailey
At the end.
at the end. I think she's gonna get the pin probably. She's gonna lose the match for them,
I was just gonna say I think she's gonna be
And-
the last one, and
and
they're gonna
they
blame
are
her.
and they are gonna blame her and they're gonna beat her up.
Yeah.
and we're
I'm
gonna
surprised
see
they don't have a fifth member for that one, like they do for the men's.
Yeah, I just don't think it matters that much. Not to say that women's wrestling doesn't matter as much as men's, but I think it's fine.
I agree. I think.
Do you think they turn on Bailey on this one?
Yeah, I think they turn on.
They've
Bayley.
been
They've
planting
been
the
setting it
seeds
up
for
pretty
weeks
well,
now.
so I think it's going to happen.
Yep.
I think I could see what's it called, Shotzi or maybe like Charlotte getting the win or something like that. Gunther versus Miz. I'm not gonna lie.
interested
I
in this
think
one.
wins. I think Miz wins this one.
You do.
I think Miz wins this one, and I think Gunther's just going to move on to Seth.
So I thought about that earlier this week, but then I
Me
thought,
and Emily talked about it yesterday, and I was like, I think Miz takes it.
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. So Miz has lost a lot
Mm.
lately, but Miz is still a quality person to take it from Gunther, in my opinion. He's a legend.
Yeah,
And
Miz is fantastic.
If there's
dude.
somebody on the Raw roster to take it from Gunther, it's Miz.
And I think we talked about this another time before, as far as some of the IC champions. I'm telling you, Miz is an IC champion.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's great as even.
Did you
the
see
WWE
Gunther's promo this past Monday?
Yes, I did.
He
actually.
said Miz reminds him of the time period where he hated watching wrestling,
Yeah.
and I couldn't resonate with that more because those years where Miz was an IC champion, I hated WWE. Not
Yeah.
because of the Miz, but
Yeah.
just the product
Yeah.
overall.
It just wasn't hitting.
And just wasn't. And when he said that, I thought, God damn, bro, that is so accurate.
So I agree also, but thing is, like, Miz still did what he could.
No,
as a
you're right.
champion.
Yeah, and he's
And
great.
he
He's a
had-
legend.
And he honestly, I remember him talking about the IC championship. I think when the first or second time he won it, just talking about how like prestigious the title is and how much that title means to him, because he was fans of everyone that, like, growing up, he's just like us,
Yeah.
bro. He grew up loving wrestling,
Yeah.
and he was just talking about like some of his favorite wrestlers were the IC champions, and I'm like, yeah, bro, you were meant to have that title.
Yep. No, so I'm gonna go Gunther just to be safe. I'm playing the safe card. But you're right. If there was somebody on the Raw roster to take it from him, the Miz is it.
Yeah.
Everybody else is in the main card, in the main title picture. But everybody that's in the Intercontinental, it's the Miz. Miz is the guy. If there was a guy to take it,
Yeah, I think he's going to go for it. Gunther is already past the
the
record, so he's already solidified.
Yeah.
At this point, you're just counting it down, or
Yeah.
you're just ranking up the numbers. So I think Miz is just going to go ahead and take it. Next one we have, Mommy Rhea versus Zoe Stark.
Rhea, obviously. Do you feel like there's nobody on the Raw roster that is worthy of
Nope, not till
challenging
Liv
Rhea?
comes back.
I just feel like
In my
everybody-
head, that's the only person I see
to
coming
me,
back to do it.
all the women that I think like would make sense to beat Rhea are on SmackDown. And then even then, Becky's on Raw, but she's included in the SmackDown match, which I
Yeah.
think is weird. Because at one moment they're like the managers are fighting over this person being on the show, but then like they're letting it just I don't know. I feel like they need to make their mind. Are we doing this brand split or not? But I feel like on Raw, I'm almost bored with Rhea's run. Not because of Rhea, but because
Just
there's
no more challenge.
There's no challenges there. Like
Everyone that could have done it, she's already beaten at what pay per view did we just have?
we just had
The one in Saudi.
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. Was that Saudi? Right.
Yeah. it was
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
But so like Rhea's here. All the other Raw divas are like down here. SmackDown has divas that are up here also with Rhea. So I don't know. I just feel like I'm just.
I want to see her and Bianca.
I'm just going Rhea. Rhea's winning.
So. I want to see her and Bianca do it. Yeah, I mean, I want Rhea to win. And then we have the men's War Game match. So you have Sammy, Seth, Cody, Jay, and surprise
Randy Orton,
Mr. RKO himself returning, versus Judgment Day. You have Dom, Finn, Damian, JD, right?
Yeah,
JD and Drew McIntyre.
Yep. I'm going the good guys also on this one.
How crazy it would be if Judgment Day takes that win?
That would be so crazy, but I don't see them losing with Randy being back.
Yeah.
I also think it's a perfect match for Randy, his first match to come back, because you save him for the final person to come out the cage, and he doesn't have to fight the whole match.
Just take it easy.
Yeah. So he literally just has to fight the last portion of it. Like I could see them putting Cody
but isn't
first.
that what they say though, that the match doesn't officially start until the fifth person comes in? Yeah.
And so it's the best match for Randy to come back with, because he doesn't have to fight the whole time. I'm going to good guys. Isn't it crazy that Seth Rollins is a world heavyweight champion and he's still not the main character on his team?
He needs to get off the title.
Isn't that so weird?
Yeah.
Cody is still obviously the main character, and I'd say even Jay is hotter than Seth. And
I
Seth
agree.
is the world champion.
Yeah,
and he's like he's just there almost. Like it doesn't really feel.
At the same time, I feel like he obviously acknowledges it.
Yeah,
Seth is a big time player
I'm
in
just
WWE,
saying
to
from
where
the
he
sense
just
of,
like, at least it's not ego with him right now.
Yeah.
He's just like, dude, you know what? I know when I'm over, and I know I'm not, and he knows Seth is like, Seth knows he's loved. But he's not Cody and Jay right now.
But I just mean from the sense of he's the world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm saying it from a WWE aspect. They are not doing a good job making that title equivalent to Roman Reigns's. Like it's just not. Like Roman Reigns is still the main champion, and
he's part-time.
And Seth has fought so much more,
Yeah.
and like his title still is not on the same level. Like I'm just saying, like it's just crazy. But yeah, I'm going to good guys. I'm excited to see Randy back. I was pissed last night on Monday Night Raw.
I thought he was going to be there.
I thought the show ended, and I thought. So I saw that. You know how they always do the little time card on the right.
As soon as that popped up, I thought.
So as soon as I saw it pop up, I thought, okay, they're gonna go a little over. Nope, that was it.
No, it hit 10 o'clock on my phone, and I was like, you better pay USA a little more money to go over. But no, they cut it. They cut it fast too.
I thought that was so weird, but I understand. I'm going to you guys. You?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think Randy's probably going to get the RKO, get that win. Who's he going to do it over?
I loved, bro, how Jay looked so scared.
People caught that
Randy,
quick too.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I didn't.
I caught it.
I didn't think about it until I think after I was already annoyed that it cut, because I was thinking, why did he make that face? Oh, because he's shocked. He wasn't backstage when they said it was when it was Randy. Okay, so he's surprised that they got a fifth member. But then I started thinking about it. Didn't the Usos take him out?
Yeah.
And then instantly on Twitter, you were sending me stuff. TikTok was talking about saying, did y'all see that look? Because he knows the last time Randy was here.
Do you think? My thinking is they win next Monday Night Raw. Randy Orton RKO's Jay just to get his lick back.
Just to get that lick back, and then Jay has to respect it.
Well, yeah, and it's not a Randy. It's a Randy thing to do. Like he could still be a good guy.
I can see him
doing that,
teasing it during the match. Like Jay's like whooping someone, then Randy's behind him. Everyone's like, oh, but then he turns around, and he just like points at him like, your time is coming or something like that.
Randy's definitely gonna get his lick back.
Oh
for sure.
yeah, dude. Randy's such a legend. Bro.
Yeah.
I'm so happy he's back.
I was looking it up today. Randy is tied for the most lone survivor being the most lone survivor in Survivor Series matches. He has 3. Ultimate Warrior has 3 also. If I'm not mistaken.
So he's going to take this win and go above.
Well, this one there's no lone survivor. It's at the same time.
Right.
But yeah, he had 3 in a row actually. So his first one was the one that you were at, where it was Team Bischoff versus Team Austin.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was he was a lone survivor when it was Team Randy versus Team Triple H. Do you remember that? It was Randy Orton. That was 04. It was Randy Orton, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, and Maven versus Triple H, Batista, Gene Snitsky, and Edge.
I guess I don't remember that one.
Yeah, and so then it was whoever won got to run Raw for weeks. Do you remember that?
I guess not.
Okay, that's one of my favorite storylines. And so, like, obviously Randy Orton's team won, so they all got to be the GM for Raw a few weeks, and so they'd fight Triple H. They made Triple H fight in a World Heavyweight Championship every week. And then 05 was Raw versus SmackDown.
Yeah, and that's when they started the whole thing.
That's when they started that one. To me is the best one. He was the lone survivor, and then we got that epic moment with Undertaker.
Yep. Yeah. I was gonna say I have the moments as far as like that for being in like not matches, but as far as one of the top moments for Survivor Series for me.
Okay. Did you write down top moments?
I have matches.
Okay, give me them all. We have a little bit of time left.
Okay. Honorable mention: the first Elimination Chamber.
Really, that's an honorable mention for you. I love that.
No, I loved it too.
Yeah.
I loved it too. But just these other ones, and you're probably going to say I should have switched my number 5 and 6, but bro, Undertaker and Batista in 07.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, sir. What pissed me off, Edge showed up and cost Taker the match. But that started the rivalry between Edge and Taker too, and that was pretty good. This one, I went to it. Shane versus Kane ambulance match.
Yeah, that is a legendary match.
Last year's War Games was so good just because of the storyline with Sammy and the Usos.
I agree.
So that's my number 3. Team Austin versus Team Bischoff. And then, bro, the match that pissed me off. Taker versus Vince McMahon at 03.
Oh, yeah.
Taker in the Buried Alive match. Yep. I was so happy to see Undertaker get this win. He was going to the tractor. Boom! Explosion happened. Kane betrays the Undertaker.
It set up such a good storyline for WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
With Kane and Undertaker.
Yep.
Bro, I remember that vividly. Just on Raw, Kane would be there, and like Undertaker was playing mind games with him, and I was scared. I was scared to see
the light
Undertaker
flickering,
come back. Yeah.
the lightning strikes,
and he
the
just
ring
kept saying, "You're dead."
Yeah,
and he went up in their match, and he went up to him, and he touched him, and the Undertaker started throwing hands.
I just remember JR going, "The Undertaker's real."
Yeah. No, it's so many good. I didn't write any down, but off the top of my head, some of them we've already said. But I think of Raw vs. SmackDown, and was that 06 or 05?
I think that was 06.
And I think of that.
No, wait.
It was 05. It was 05.
Yeah, because that also came out with the game around there too.
Undertaker came back at the end. So for me, I'm a big Randy Orton fan.
Yeah.
I have John Cena here, and then Randy Orton is right here, bro. Like Randy Orton's so close.
Yeah.
To me, he's second on the go list. So I love Randy. I like him more than John Cena, but John Cena, I won't deny he's a go. But Randy, being the lone survivor, I loved just because he was my favorite, and just to see him like, he's just that guy. So when he beat Shawn, I was still happy because I just loved Randy. Like, even though he was a bad guy, same with Brock Lesnar in 03, and like he was a bad guy, but he was my favorite. So I didn't care.
Bischoff in 03
I didn't care when he cheated. I didn't care. Like, I just didn't care. So yeah, when he won for Bischoff, I was happy just because Randy did it, but I was pissed that Austin left. In 04, I loved it. He was a good guy. He beat Triple H's team. And then in 05, SmackDown was my thing. I love SmackDown. I was Team SmackDown. Mm-hmm. So when he won for Team SmackDown, I was so happy because I did not believe SmackDown was going to win. Raw is the A side always, and so I thought they were going to give it to Raw.
So once they got that win, Randy got that win, and then my
boy
showed up at the end.
Yeah, I love Shane and Kane. You're right on that one.
Dude, that one was.
03 is my favorite Survivor Series.
It was a wild Survivor Series.
03 is my favorite Survivor Series.
I don't remember how old I was. So I'm 26 now. In 2003, I'm not good at math. Whatever. I do remember a lot from that one. I do remember. It was fun.
We were about 7. So that was like peak when I was into wrestling.
The only thing I hated is that I remember we walked out before Goldberg and Triple H ended.
Wow, you did?
Yeah, because my Theos and my dad was like, let's beat traffic. And I just remember we were walking out, and I think we walked out of the doors, and all you hear is boom, 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 boom. Like, I think like the explosion, like for like the winning or whatever, like Triple H winning or whatever. But
we also got Team Brock versus Angle.
Yeah.
And that's Survivor Series.
Yeah, that's true too.
Team Brock lost. But that's one of my favorite Survivor Series. I'm trying to think just off the top of my head. I'd have to think more into it, but Survivor Series for sure, top 3 pay-per-view. I'd say it probably goes Mania, Rumble, and then Survivor Series.
Yeah, I'm about to say those are definitely the 3. And then after that, probably be SummerSlam.
Yeah, I like Survivor Series more than SummerSlam.
Me too.
I just feel like there's been more, even though SummerSlam is so historic, but I feel like there's been more SummerSlam or Survivor Series moments. But Got anything else to add?
No, I'm about to say I'm just looking at the list and I'm thinking, gosh, that's so good, bro.
Yeah, that list is really good. I will admit.
I'm
But
about to say
I
you
just,
may not like the Undertaker and Batista one.
I don't
over
like the Undertaker and
Elimination
Batista
Chamber,
one,
but
no.
dude, that's what
The
I'm saying.
Elimination Chamber one is historic.
It is
bro.
very historic. Yeah, I mean, it changed a lot.
And the way they played Eric Bischoff was him being the mind behind it
Yeah.
was so genius.
I still love watching. I'm not gonna lie. I watched it a little bit ago. The superstars coming down and just looking at
Yeah.
the elimination chamber, and they're just.
That was before. That was before. It would only happen randomly, dude, and it made them more special. When they
Yeah.
made the pay-per-view, it just took all the
hype behind it.
Yeah, it just took all the hype.
Just
away.
like when they did it for Hell in the Cell too.
Yeah.
And they made that pay per view.
Yeah. But no, bro, it was, and then Sean got the win too.
Yeah. I wanted Kane to win that one.
You did?
I was a Kane fan. So
I've
yeah.
never been a Kane fan like that to where I've always looked at Kane as just like a side person.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was a Kane fan too. I mean, well, Kane the Undertaker. So
He,
yeah.
he's a legend, and I'll never take it away from him. But I've never looked at him as like a main.
He's tripping right
as a
now in
main guy.
Knoxville, but you know.
But alrighty, guys. Next week we will have another episode. Episode 8. These episodes are flying, bro.
It's good.
Once again, don't know what we're gonna talk about, but hopefully some news
we always
comes
figure
out.
it out.
Hopefully some news comes out, and that'll give us something to discuss. But until then, catch you later.
Later.